Hey everyone, it is Liz, and I am back to do another political reading. I was looking at the news and listening to the news, and I got a lot of emails that had to do with this impeachment trial and of Donald J. Trump. And so everybody wants to know if he'll be convicted, and the talking heads are all saying most likely not. I mean, you have Mitch McConnell doing what he did with, I'd like to see him impeached, and then the next thing you know, he's saying no. So, what I saw was, and what I think a lot of us know, is that the Republican Party has been slowly but surely falling apart for a while. And so, what I've noticed, I have my notes because I wrote stuff down that I saw, and what I saw was there was this destruction to both sides, but especially I feel is like it's both sides of the Republican Party. Like there's the conservatives, and then you've got, the more, I just feel like all the Republicans, like the five that came forward to say yes to conviction, to all of it, those are the only five that I can think of that maybe still believe in the Constitution. The rest of these people that I'm looking at here, what they're doing is creating more of a divide. And I believe that through this trial that we're going to be witnessing, this impeachment trial, what I wrote down was that there will be more division, and that the GOP could essentially not only divide even more, the Republican Party and the MAGAs and the QAnon people. There's even more division, even more from the trauma of this trial, the trauma of the insurrection. To me, there's going to be this dissension, this, legal battles coming up for these people. And I think, honestly, at the end of the day, the reading I'm doing here is, yes, it's about the conviction of Trump, but it's also, for me, I think that the Republican Party, either way, even if whether he's convicted or not, most people, I think, believe that he should be convicted. But when it comes to the Republican Party, and even maybe I think of one Democrat I can think of is Joe Manchin, who seems more like a Republican because he always would, not always, but he sided with Trump a lot. But I feel like he even agrees with this impeachment and this conviction. So, yeah, I want to see what's going to happen. So I did a reading to see what the outcome of this impeachment trial for Donald J. Trump, what it will be, potentially, what the outcome will be. But more than that, my concern is that there will be discord, and more things that we saw, like the insurrection. We're going to see more of this, and maybe not right away, but I just think that what the Republican Party has done is just so destructive. So anyway, I did a 7-card spread, and I just pulled a bunch more up. I just kept pulling cards. So the first few cards I pulled, the first cards represent like the recent past, which is you have the letter, and the letter is, literally the delivering of the impeachment, papers. And then we have the vibration. That's literally what I feel with this. It's almost like, this is being delivered specifically for something that we want to do. And you've got this haughtiness card, clarifying it. And to me, again, it's this pride. It's in this case, what they're doing by continuing on with this impeachment and moving forward, they're trying to hold their heads up high. When I look at the haughtiness card, and honestly, they are trying to detach themselves from the not necessarily detach, but they don't want to be a part of the propaganda. Okay, so then the last card I pulled, just to clarify that, I just kept pulling cards. It was the card of a conversation, but it was reversed. So there's been a lot of misinformation. I feel like there's a lot of people to blame here for this, not just Trump. I think I'm going to turn on the light. Hold on here, guys. Sorry. Okay, that should be a little bit better. But this is the conversation card reversed is literally its lack of clarity. It's almost like all of this misinformation in the past has created more problems. All right, so that's the recent past regarding this impeachment trial. Now, where they are right now as far as this potential conviction or not. The first card I pulled was, sadly, Malady, which are turbulent... Whoa, hold on, guys. That was interesting. Fell right out of my hands as I was about to say turbulent relationships. When Malady shows up, especially in my political readings, this is turbulent relationships in the party. You know, it's a sickness. Someone's sick. You know, there's a... it's not so much like a physical illness as it is it's just a very sick civilization within this party that I see, you know. And the next card clarifying it, this is exactly, again, where the situation is right now. And what I found most astounding was you had the House card reversed, which is the breaking down of everything that we stand for in this country, literally the breaking down of our Constitution, which is what I believe the GOP are trying to do. Not all of them, but I think as this trial continues, the House reversed, you know, especially where they are right now, there's just a horrible end to any type of, you know, whatever fights they've had, their dreams are over. I just honestly believe that a lot of these people, Ted Cruz, Josh Hawley, a lot of them, Jim Jordan. There's this young fella, I think he's from Asheville, North Carolina. I don't know. I just think he's one of them too, but I can't think of his name. I think he's in a wheelchair and very athletic and very pro-Trump and very scary. So we've got the House. We get the card of Malady, which is the turbulent relationships, along with the House reversed, which again is a breakdown. Right now, as we are speaking, there's a breakdown in that party. And it's sad because I pulled one more card to clarify it, and you got the card of service. And I feel like in this scenario, because we've got the Malady card and the House card reversed, their loyalty, which is loyalty, their loyalty isn't to the Constitution. It's not to us, we the people. Their loyalty is to themselves. Maybe when they started out, maybe some of them started out with good intentions, maybe, but honestly, a lot of these people are servicing, their services to the MAGA base, and I think it's quite disturbing because moving into the immediate future of this trial, it's sad because we do have the card of melancholy, which, you know, it's a very sad state, you know, and it's a very sad place to be. And I think that for this second impeachment trial, there's, you know, on one hand with this card, I see with this Malady, you know, on one hand, she is grieving. She's not necessarily grieving, but she's sad. And she's losing faith. You know, the other side of the coin here with Malady is that we can pick up and start all over again, you know, which is, I believe some people are believing that in the immediate future, this impeachment trial could be a place to begin again. You know, there's not necessarily hope, but to clean up this mess, okay? And then we've got the card that came up as the gift. Again, in their immediate future, it's you know, some offering of help in their immediate future, whether it's, something being offered to them, which most likely could be, I'm trying to see what this is, because there's some type of opportunity, and I don't know if it's good or bad. To me, it feels like there will be more GOP coming forward with the gift card, because I feel like with the card of money here, they're losing money, and they're losing contributions. I'm just trying to put this all together, because in the immediate future, the gift card and money together with melancholy, is it's almost like I think some of these people, some of these Republicans could be being paid off, to not convict. There could be some that when I look at melancholy think, well, we're losing money, or either someone's going to give them money, but I just, money isn't, the gift and money, they aren't bad cards. Give me a second here, guys. The gift. I want to look up the gift again because it has different nuances to it. It just depends on the situation here. And in their immediate future, it is a vibration of winning. It also is a vibration of bribery and flattery. So, again, what I thought before was in their immediate future, there could be some that are either already being paid off or favors being done for them. But I also believe that some of these some of these Republicans are really focused on their reputation. With all this money, I feel again, all this money that's being given to them, I mean, I don't think that they understand that there's a responsibility they have. They're ignoring their responsibility to the Constitution, and I think that the money and the greed takes over. Now, moving into like their current state of mind, as far as the GOP, because we already know the Democrats are on board with this. It's interesting because the first card I pulled was where their state of mind is. You've got the pleasure seekers reversed, and this is making really bad decisions. Not they're like in it together like they're like a gang. Really. But the problem is that they're making very unwise decisions. Their behavior. I mean, I think about it. I watched Rand Paul on, I think, George Stephanopoulos last Sunday, and I just was shocked, absolutely shocked to see that the words coming out of his mouth and knowing that he really didn't believe it. He doesn't believe what he's saying. It's crazy. It's crazy. So this pleasure seekers card reversed. Their state of mind is literally a state of confusion when it's reversed. And clarifying the card, interestingly enough, I got Journey. So again, their state of mind, where they are, I'm saying in the next, few weeks or so, they've made some bad judgment calls with the Journey card, so you can take a look. Some of them are going to move to convict. So I believe that some of them are thinking with this Journey card, it can mean a journey. It can mean positive change, changing location, changing your viewpoint, right? And clarifying it was the Soldier card, which is the military, the servicing, protecting our Constitution, protecting this country. So there are, I believe there may be a few more Republicans that change their mind. Moving into excuse me guys, I'm just going to move this over a little bit. Moving into the next vibration of the environment. It's like how they're affected by the environment and vice versa. So the first vibration, the first card is that of hope. So it's that events begin to turn in the favor, in a positive way as far as what we're looking for. I mean, I think that we're beginning with the hope card. It's not that things go their way. I feel like someone's moving forward, that there are events that are happening that many of us were feeling because we're listening to the talking heads and they're saying there's not going to be a conviction, It feels to me that down the road during this trial, I look at the person who's blindfolded here, although it's the card of hope. So I still believe that it's like they haven't taken their blinders off yet, because the next card I pulled was that of the wedding, which is the ceremony, right? It's like it's a ceremony. It's legal, binding. They know this is a trial, and it's legal, and it's binding, and it's official. And these people really must take it. They are taking it. I think, interestingly enough, what I'm seeing is we're gonna notice in the next couple of weeks or so, or however long this takes. Things can change like that. So the way I'm seeing this for now is there's a little bit more hope down the road where we start seeing more Republicans, maybe not enough, but we do see more. Because you got the card clarifying, the hope card, and the card of the wedding, which again is the trial and a ceremony, and it's very legal. There's contracts here. You've got the card of falseness, which is this deliberate deception. It's people that are gossiping and people that are being very sly. I want you guys to see this falseness. So clarifying hope and the wedding card is falseness. this is deliberate deception. So to me, the environment around this trial, excuse me, is that you're seeing some people, again, I'm focusing more on the Republicans because we know the Democrats want to convict. To me, it's that there are more Republicans coming forward and there are other Republicans who are going to try to throw them under the bus. Like, there will be more Republicans, like the ones that came forward have already been bullied on Twitter and on Fox News. Okay. So there could be, with falseness, when I look at the cat, and then the card of hope and the wedding and all of this together, I just feel like in the midst of all this chaos and this destruction, we're still a little bit hopeful, but they need to be careful. I really am afraid. Honestly, I'm afraid that there's going to be more problems ahead, and that we probably will need to have the military there and the National Guard there longer than we thought. Now, moving into the advice from Spirit, the first card was reunion reversed, which is, it's a breakup. It's a failure to resolve a problem. So, the advice is that that no one's willing to compromise right now. Right now at this time, we know we've got those 5 Republicans, Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney, and the other 3 there. But Ben Sass, I can't think of the other 2. But I'm still feeling like with the advice from Spirit here, going through this trial, as this trial moves forward, there still seems to be this failure to resolve the problem because of their fear of losing their jobs, their power. They're afraid of losing their power. They're afraid of their political careers will be over. I think the problem that they're not recognizing is their political careers are basically just over. If they're not over, they're just scarred for life. Because the next card you have is that of the thief. And, honestly, the thief is literally stealing something or being illegal. It's taking something. It's breaking the law, And so the advice of the thief card, along with the card of reunion reversed, excuse me for coughing, guys. This is honestly, to me, trying to get away with something. It's being very sneaky, deliberately sneaky, and I think that the GOP thinks that there's a few of them that think they can get away with what they're doing, that they're going to get away with it. But then you have the card of the consolation card, which is good news, something unexpected, pleasant surprises. Consolation is you don't see it coming. So to me, with all the divisiveness within their own party, there's going to be, some Republicans that are recognizing that they can't fix this problem. There are other Republicans that don't care, and they're just going to keep taking the money that's being funneled to them in some way, or the bribery, or whatever's going on here. Whatever their fears are, again, they don't want to lose their power. So I think that there's something up where they make asses of themselves anyway, but I think it's going to become even worse because they feel like as each day passes during the trial, they think they're getting away with something, but honestly, they're not. If anything, people are recognizing in the future the destruction. People are recognizing, for example, Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley and a lot of them, okay? There are more people recognizing, we the people watching and paying attention, realizing that they didn't take care of us. They're not taking care of us. Because the outcome we have is, the first card I pulled was the Lover Reversed. And the Lover Reversed is a very immature person. This is most likely Trump. Okay, the Lover Reversed. This is a very immature love. It's also interesting because their loyalty to Trump has been like just really uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, their loyalty to him, and I think that they've been terribly, I think they've been led astray for all the wrong reasons. And they were literally, the decisions these the Republicans are making decisions not based on the Constitution. It's based on greed. It's based on loyalty to Trump, to the MAGA base. What happens, though, as I clarified, is we've got the card of the Lord, which is the love of the Constitution. love of law, and he's upright, so this is it's actually, you know, as I look at him, this is a person who, as the Lord, God, it's respect, it's reverence. He's upright, so I'm just wondering if some of these Republicans, there will be more Republicans that come forward. I'm just questioning, with the outcome here of again, we've got the lover reversed, the Lord upright, and then room upright. And the room is, confidential conversations. Okay. People sitting down and having a conversation. And so again, I'm wondering if, again, in my opinion, the way I see this, there are two things going on here. More Republicans are going to come forward and agree to convict. I don't know if there will be enough, because I pulled the last card, the card at the bottom of the deck I always look at. And we've got the card of the doctor. And the doctor is, very, very painful events taking place. And there have been very painful events taking place since before the insurrection. But, right now what we are watching is the destruction of the Republican Party. The divisiveness is in their own party. They're just breaking apart. You've already had a ton of them leave the party. And so with the doctor, this is unfortunately, it's violence and it's trauma. So my thing here, I think my point is that even whether they convict him or not, I'm concerned about the safety and security of these people, of everyone here that day, of everyone. And I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm just getting a feeling that there could be problems during this trial. But I also feel as though that for sure what I'm looking at is that some of these Republicans who are standing by Trump is these people, they recognize, they know the truth. They don't care. They care more about their power and their money. And I believe some are being paid off and bribed. I also believe that some are ashamed of what they've done, but they won't admit it, but they are. They've maybe admitted it to their priest or their rabbi or whatever. But I do feel as though there will be some hope in the future. We will see some more Republicans step up. I don't know if it will be enough, because at the end of the day, with the lover reversed, this is, again, it's an immature devotion. It's loyalty to for the wrong reasons. And with the Lord card, they're going to be looked upon, as those that chose not to convict, I don't know. I think that they're going to be looked at very differently. I think there's going to be a room full of GOP, a room full of Republicans that decide to convict, and that there's going to be some that are talking now and into the future. More minds will change. I believe that we will see some decisions that, will surprise us. But at the end of the day, either way, even if he's not convicted, there are some serious problems in the Republican Party. And I don't believe that Trump, even though I think my mother said to me, or someone mentioned to me, that he started a new party, the Patriot Party. So again, I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I do feel as though it won't be something that he will continue because of repercussions of his legal issues and this trial here. So again, I know this isn't a definite yes or no, but what I can tell you for right now, and I will look at this again when the trial starts. For now, what I'm seeing is that everything I told you, everything is kind of just crazy and chaotic. And the Republicans that chose not to convict are going to suffer serious consequences in the future. There's more division, there's more Republicans coming forward. And honestly, I think it's going to be a very close call. That's as far as conviction as what they need. They may not have exactly what they need. They may get more. So I'm going to stop it there because I'm rambling. If you want to leave feedback, please do let me know what you think of this, reading. If you want to book a reading, I've got openings available, and I will leave all my information below. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Blessings.